going to do more of that PR that we had for Miguel, but we kind of went down a rabbit hole last time looking at completions. So I think we solved the problem last time. So for those of you looking for the last stream, there really isn't much to look at because yeah, we kind of were down a rabbit hole, and we were just working on auto completions and fish. So that's part of like the underlying work for doing PRs without having to go to GitHub. So let's just finish that off now. I think we got to the point where I think this diff here that we did, we added this one extra piece of info here. I think I'm doing the fish the diff the other way around. So I'm doing the one that I have installed compared to the default one, and so it's showing the opposite. I'm taking this out, but in reality, it's the other way around. So if I really wanted to do a diff correctly, I would do that and then that, and that'll show me what I added here. I think it's words, color words, or is it words? Is it highlight words? I know the get syntax. This is why we have this this AI built into this. So we can say do the highlight the words only, not entire lines. It's color words, is it? I don't think so. Yeah. That's gets diff Linux diff has another RAM, or does it even do that? WDiff. Okay, so I don't think that's. I think it's looking at my history and looking at the fact that I have color words in get diff, which is different. So diff help. Let's see. Do we even have words? Normal, brief, report files differ. Num, label, tab size, pattern. Yes, I don't know if someone's in chat, you can let me know if the words can be highlighted in the regular diff. But I'm not gonna go bother with this. This is just for my curiosity. Maybe this minimal is gonna do it. Oh yeah, don't want color words. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is that I added this, which basically forces tab completion to not work for get remote add. Whenever you're adding a remote, you don't want to add one that already exists. So we went over that last time. So I manually added this to our fish tab completions file for Git, which is in this user share fish completions git.fish file, which is quite a long file. It's basically re-implementing all of the tab completions that Git gets. So on to the next one here. Let's just see if we have Git remote add. So I couldn't find a way to turn off the file matching for completions for this. But if I didn't add that extra line there, what I would get is a completion for the remotes. So I would start to see origin and anything else that I added. What I want to do is I want to add, with the help of the GitHub PR. So this is the JSON output, which you can format here for looking at the GitHub PR list. And we want to look at all of them, not just the ones that are open, although I could default this to be just the ones that are open. And then we can see that the logins of the people that are doing the pull requests are here. I've basically added the title and the author. So the author is there with their login. I don't know if I need these. We could also make a second call for this to GitHub to look at what the actual what the actual name of the repo is that the fork is. But again, I asked this last time. I didn't have a chance to check whether you can rename your forks to have a different name, but it's still linked to that. I'm just going to assume that when someone forks a repository to do pull requests, they're going to have the same repo name that the original one has, the upstream one has, and those pull requests are going to come in that way. So anyway, why I'm doing this is because I want to not have to go to the GitHub website to do anything like that. I want to be able to just stay within Git and do, instead of doing a pull request, I want to see that branch myself in Git here, merge it here. When it's merged and I push it up to my own, that closes the PR automatically because it sees that it's already in the history. I'm not going to play GitHub's game for that. So, but again, to have to go back and see what the fork is and add that remote manually, it's tedious. So I want to add this to be completed. So to the completion. So we have this complete this thing from, so let's just go in fish completions. Fish shell is like ZSH. That's an alternate to bash. It's fish. It's got a better syntax. I like it better. It's much more fun to write commands on the fish shell prompt than it is to write it on ZSH or bash, for me anyway. So your mileage may vary. I prefer it. I highly prefer it for a number of reasons. So one of those reasons is, of course, you can make autocompletes yourself, these tab completes, and you can do whatever you want in them. So for example, here we get the fish remotes, and I actually wrote a separate completion in another repo here. So if I go to scripts to and fish shell utils, I'm not sure if I have it open. Yes, I do. So in here, I'm kind of ignoring what I wrote last time. It was a little bit too complicated. I was trying to list out all the actual PRs. What I want to do is to list out all the unique user IDs to quickly add them as a remote and pull those down and get those pull requests merged in through just Git. So really, this is all we've been doing here. So if I want to see, I want to see basically, I'm testing it here. This completion should just give me this, right? So if I copy this and put it in here, I should probably go back to where I was before. If I add, doesn't matter. I can run this anywhere. This will add this completion. So if I add this completion, and I do a git remote add, and I tab, I get this. So I'm getting whatever this is outputting here. And really, I'm just doing 1 and 2. There's a tab separating the option and the actual description of the option. So that's kind of a nice thing you see in tab completions. on the command line and other places, autocompletes in IDEs for coding. You'll generally have something that has an explanation. It's really useful for flags, like if you're going to tab complete flags, they're usually some cryptic single character, or it might have like a level of logging, for example, might have be encoded as 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it might be info, warning, error, critical error, whatever, that kind of stuff. So you could add the descriptions to those codes in your tab completes. In the same way here, what I'm wanting to do is kind of get the info for those remotes, and I'm not actually sure what I'm going to put in as the extra info here. Oops, let's just rewrite that. So I can install this thing by running the install script. So cd dash, and then I can do dot install fish, and that'll run. Oops. That'll install this thing, which is not really named appropriately anymore. I kind of don't want it to be named that. Again, I can remove that completions there. I can remove it again because that's all it does is it just installs these utilities that I have in Fish Utils. Oops. So yeah, so I can kind of show you that. So the completions are here, actual functions like countdown and all that is here. I kind of don't want this anymore, so I'm going to remove this because I don't need a separate script for that. All I'm doing is I'm making git remote add more functional with this tab completion, so I'm not manually needing to get those things there. And I'm not even sure if I need to really have this tab in here for an explanation. I might just have the actual remote and the possible remote name and the URL for that remote. So let's get rid of these. I really don't want these. I'll rename this completion to be just get.fish because that's really what it should be. So let's just see what we have in here. I know the IDE has a different project added. I just want to manually do all this. I have countdown here, which I modified. I don't want to deal with that right now. But this completions here, I have that modified, and I actually want to move it. So I think, yeah, I can rename this because it's not yet staged for commit. So I can move completions that, and I'm going to rename that to be get. So I'm using the expansion of curly braces to quickly do a rename like this. Fish does support this syntax just as Bash does. Again, you won't find everything from Bash in Fish, but for the most part, it's changed a lot of the things you would have to do in Bash to be a lot more friendly to read. But it keeps some of these shortcuts like double ampersand and double pipe. It keeps some things it makes easier. Like string manipulation. If you look at the string function in Fish, it's way easier than how you use the cryptic encodings in variable expansion in Bash. Although if you're used to that, you're probably fine. But if someone's new to scripting and just running on the command line, Fish might be a much more user-friendly way to get used to scripting. Anyway, so now we rename that. So now we have that. We have that as deleted. I see. So we deleted that and we untracked that. So if we add it, it should have a move. It's a new file. The other one's deleted, right? So I have to remove it. That's annoying. So tab complete. They did a lot of good stuff with tab completions, even in these cases when there's some file highlighted in status. It'll tab complete with the priority given to the files highlighted in your Git status, which is incredibly awesome for going and doing these things faster. I think the bash completions for Git have that as well, but it's nice that even in Fish that type of functionality is added. Anyway, if you're, I'm not sure if anyone's watching the stream, but if you have questions, go ahead and ask them. I'll try and read them. Oops, that's not what I wanted. We want to get rid of this guy. Did we have something staged? Okay, it's a rename now. Okay, so I should have moved it with Git instead of doing the MV. I should have done a Git MV, and that would have done all the stuff that I just did now, because I had to manipulate the index to sync it up again to what it's supposed to be. But now that everything that I want, all the changes that I want are in the index, it recognizes this as a rename. So add, oh, do we want to remove, we actually want to delete, yeah, we have the fish countdown one, but we don't want that. This time I will remove it. I don't know if, I guess I can do a git remove of functions gh. Good, so added these. So I can now say why I'm doing this. So I like to, in my commits, I don't want to say what. You can always do a diff and look at your commit file differences to see what was done. I like to have my git commits say why something was done or what my intention is. So git commit, let's make sure that we say something. First of all, spell that correctly. And we can say need to make remote naming and URLs part of git remote add tab complete instead. Okay, so that's that, and we can push that up. And let's see if we can run our installer. Okay, so now it's skipped to the countdown fish because we already have it, and installed this git.fish because that's the first time we had that. This won't run until I run a new terminal. So if I do a new terminal, I can do a git remote add. Oh, and I have command not found. Interesting. In command substitution. So we have a problem with our script. So let's exit this and go back to our script here and see what the heck's the problem. Fish scene subcommand from add and fish remote. Oh, I wanted to actually add this. It's probably these other ones that are now causing an issue. I already have this committed. I'm just going to dump these because I think they're just referencing other stuff. Oh, and of course, I'm not actually manipulating this because I renamed it. So just copy this. I'm not going to save this. More actions. Close and file, open file. I have to go back up to script 2 and fish shell utils completions get see it just saved it now. So I want to open this, and this is the one I want to edit. I have to remove that one because it just this cursor AI saved that for me when I tried to close it. So I'm just going to remove it. And that would be functions. No, completions. Completions, this one. Because if I list completions, I should only have the fish, the Git version of that. Yes, and I do. Yeah, so now I'm happy to remove this extra stuff, although does it even have... It has some interesting things, but I think we can work from scratch to get those back. I just want to make sure that this function actually works. And substitute that here. And okay, good. AI is doing its thing. Save that. And then, of course, we want to install these. So it updated that. Again, we need to add a new terminal to test it. So it loads all those things from scratch. So git remote and then add. It should give me, giving me command not found in command substitution. Okay, what is the problem here? Get remote fish get using command not found. Oh, interesting. So this complete function seems to get run before the generic ones. So it's as if I need to add this to the actual system installed one. Let's just try that if this actually works. So I'm going to copy all of this. Let's try get sudo. Let's edit that file. Let's log into my password manager here. Okay, and then let's grab that. I really should be working on a VM on this. Okay, so here we go. This is under remote thing here. So we are kind of trying to not seen from add. So this is where we want to add our completion. So if we do this and paste our stuff here, we should be able to get it. Now I really don't like doing this, and I wish there was a way to call these completions, or at least these, get like this thing here. Where is this being used? So obviously where is it defined? So if I try and find this in this file, it's probably in here. If I do function and then fish get using command, right? I can see that these are pretty cool functions that I'd want to have. So, maybe I'll just copy these. That's probably going to be better. Although I have now, I'm walking down a slippery slope where I have all of these functions I need to have in my version of this. I kind of don't want to have to maintain a whole fork of this, but um, yeah, obviously these functions will get overwritten when the other script runs. So yeah, I kind of don't want to change this whole thing. So I'm going to copy all of these functions. I know that it's probably a little bit overkill, but at least I can see that it has aliases. Okay, so resolves the aliases. Yeah, you see get alias. I'm not sure if this is going to be another rabbit hole because I'm pulling in all of these different things. So if I go back here and see get using, it has this get needs, and it's got fish get aliases, which is just going down the rabbit hole. So I don't really want to copy this entire file into my own. It looks like it's going to be way too much. Yeah, I mean, look at all this. It's crazy. So let's go back and go back to our remote section, and unfortunately we're going to have to get this going by changing this get completion. Sorry, this whole, maybe I'm just going to have a version of this. Well, I have to think about this. I have to maybe talk with some people on the fish Discord and see how they would tackle this, because yeah, extending this monolithic script might be kind of a pain in the butt. Or maybe we just don't bother. If I do get remote add, we can do a textual one. So, okay, hold on. There's a second way to do this. Let's quit this. I don't want to change that at all. But see, there is a way to do a completion, right? A completion that looks for get remote add beginning. Call the function to get arguments. See if we can skip that stuff. Okay, so it's don't use any fish get functions. String match. Is that really going to work? Interesting. So I'm going to accept that. And we can just test that on here. Okay, of course we have to copy this, paste it on here. That now it knows that that function exists. At least we can quickly test this out on the command line to see whether this actually will work. Get remote add. It kind of isn't. It's still going to the other one. So our completion is almost the same. Unfortunately, this string match is not... Oh, that's looking at the beginning of the line. It should be that, right? Command not found in substitution. Get fish, get fork remotes. Is that what we did? Fish. Oh, GH fork remotes. Fish GH fork remotes. Okay, so why is that not working? Is that not there? Fish get GH fork remotes. Okay, so yeah, that's there, but it's not running it. If we have let's just see if this works with some remote add, which I know it doesn't have as one thing, but if we do that, get remote add. Fish get using command not found. So yeah, it's trying to do something else. Okay, it's totally broken. Let's add a new terminal. Let's see if we just broke that by changing that file. Get, yeah, fish get using command not found. So we broke that file again. What do we have? Fish seen subcommand from. That's weird that that's causing an issue. Why is that? Is there anything else that I changed here? I don't think so. So why is get tab completion fish get using command? That's very strange. So a new terminal should actually have this working. Anyway, I gotta go soon, and I just have gone back down the rabbit hole. Let's see if we can just fix this from scratch. I don't want to change any of that default file, so I will remove. Or maybe if I just remove that from. If I remove what I installed. Okay, if I remove that. I don't want that. That's Vim. Remove completions fish. Okay, that's not what I want to remove. I want to remove the remove tilde. Yes, and I want to remove the get one here. Okay, and now if I add a new thing here, get. Okay, now it works. So it's my completion that's giving us issues. So if I try this again, let me see if it's in my this thing. Okay. So we can get this completion. We can make this completion match anything within Git, I guess. But I kind of want to see if we can override that with an arbitrary string. add a add a completion to a string on the command line instead of a command. I know that that's possible. Oh, really? I never remember reading that. Well, let's run their silly. Let's see if this actually works. Let's experiment first before we commit to doing that for Git. I just want to see if this. So my string, it doesn't seem to work. Yeah, that's not right. So interesting. Extending Git though does give us an issue, and of course here it wouldn't work because we don't have this command. But actually, oh, we didn't write that yet. Let's just try it, but add some constants and then see if we can change it to. See if we can. So instead of calling a command, let's just try the same thing here. So now just using this silly string stuff. Doesn't seem to work. The string match thing doesn't work. It's probably because it's overridden by the other ones. Or, oh no, actually I think I know why. As we forgot one thing here. It's looking at the whole command, so I think it has to do that. Nope. Let's just read it in here. There's command one non-option. So it's interesting. The command is optional, or path or command. So you have to choose path or command. And then you have the options. Interesting. Short style. Oh. Okay, read skipper. That's interesting. So that's extending command S. Okay, so that's for an option. Okay. Fish contains opt. Command line buffer for the presence of a set of options. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Wrap inherits all the completions from Git. Interesting. Shows all completions for Git. That's a fast way to. That's a lot of completions, right? Good God. It's crazy. Okay, so if the completions file isn't read before doing this, yeah, there's quite a few here, obviously. Optional operations. Okay, anyway, let's see if I can at least get this to do something. I might have to add it to the Vim, to that main one, unfortunately. Let's see if we can do that. Remote. And we will add it in here because we have limited this, but now we need to paste in what we had before. So we have that function there, and now we can make a complete for that. And that was this. And instead we want to use that same thing here, so that'll be, oops. I really have to turn that option off for the extra line being added to in Vim by default. Why would that be a good option to have? Fish gh fork remotes. Okay, plural. Put a S in there and stop adding a new line. Okay, escape, right, quit, add a new terminal, get. Okay, that's not breaking, so that's good. So we can go to remote, add. Oh, okay, I didn't put it in brackets, so it's actually working because it's giving me the text I put in there. Let's go back and put that in brackets. So okay, so we've done it successfully, except that we need to manipulate this core file for Git, which is not what I wanted to do. This is why I had it as a separate command. So if I have this as a separate command, you know, maybe Git, not a Git command, but GitHub. Maybe I could extend GitHub. That might be easier because we have GitHub as a command, and I can add that as a, well, although GitHub doesn't have those things. So anyway, I still want to do this. but making a separate command for this would be much easier than trying to extend this. So yeah, we need to just put parens around this, and then we should have the output of that as the options. And the other thing that I don't like about this method here is that now this whole thing will assume, in this particular case, that GitHub is installed and that GitHub is logged in, and etc. All the things that happen here. So let's just see if we got the desired functionality. Git remote add, and yeah, we have Adam or Emmanuel. Okay, to add these. So okay, so that seems to work, but I don't think it's going to be sustainable. I think we want to do a GitHub remote add because it's so specific. So going back on what I said, I'm going to exit this, and I'm going to exit this. Although actually I don't need to exit that, but in here I am going to add back. I have way too many terminals. Just exit some of these. Okay, so fish shell utils. Here we are in the git fish, which kind of we don't want that. It's a GitHub fish, so I'm going to close this, and I am going to now see what we have. We have countdown completions git. Okay, so we have that modified. So git move, and I am going to add a command, unfortunately. So this means that completions git is going to be renamed to whatever command we have. This is GitHub remote, GitHub fork remotes. GitHub remote add. Maybe that's what it is. Very specific. So okay, so we removed that. Renamed git to remote add. That's completions. And that's weird. Oh, okay, because that's the move. So we still have. Okay, let's just commit this. Need a separate. For this. And I gotta go soon. Git commit. Git push. Status. Still have that. Why is that still? Why did that not move? Oh, that's what it's called. Okay. Anyway, and it's modified. We don't want to do that yet. We want to add functions. So I'm wondering if there's a wrap way of doing this. No, probably not. Anyway. That would be a new thing. Count. Okay, so we will add a new file. File save as. Gotta go to OSS scripts to fish shell utils functions, and we'll call it obviously the same thing, which would be gh. Oops, it's in here. Gh underscore gh dash remote add dot fish. Okay, save that. In here, we want the function add, and here we really just want to do a get remote. We don't need that. I guess we do, but really these are argv1, argv2. Way overcomplicated. And yeah, don't need excuse me, don't need that at all either. Okay, that's all we have. So that gets rid of matching anything to Git itself. So gh remote add basically just does git remote add. So that's done. And then file, do we not have the other file open? I guess not. File, open file, scripts, completions, this. Okay, and so we have that, and now we don't need to complete anything else except the function GitHub remote add. And we don't need anything here because this is all we need to do. We don't need this. That's good. And I think that's it. So if we do a dot install, okay, so install the function and the completion for it. So now if we do that and do a gh remote add, yeah, we got that. So now all we need to do is obviously this is to do use gh to grab all remotes from the users that made PRs, right? I wonder if it'll be able to do that. Well, it's a new to do. Why don't we get rid of the to do and see if it actually does it? Come on, think. All right. Call gh to get JSON of all PRs open and closed. Find author IDs and make remote name and URL. Okay, that's good. It's just getting the author, but from the author name we can get whatever. Nope, I want the edit include repo of fork. Okay. I'm not sure if that actually exists. Let's just test that. It does. Okay. So head repository dot name. All right. So now we can do edit, create something of the form truck get at GitHub /adimage truck / my repo dot get. Okay. Accept. And get rid of these. I can just grab this function and kind of test it out here. And see if we can actually get yes, it's doing them all. Awesome. So I got this is pretty cool. Okay, so the only other problem here is that it's not unique, so we need to make sure that we're getting a unique list. PRs, head repository. Okay. Make unique. To unique. So unique. Should do it. And then if I do call that function, it's still not doing unique. I see, yeah. Why is this not doing unique? Oh, because this is stupid, this is JSON, so that's not the proper place for it. We need to construct this in, yeah, we don't need this, do we? We don't need this for loop. Yeah, this is, okay, I don't need that. That's pretty bad. So we don't need this. We just need to call this to get all of these. And then JQ, that's right. We need JQ. That, yeah. So that should be better. And yeah, so it's doing that. Now we can do unique on this. Sort and unique or just unique? I forget whether you have to sort first. Let's try it. Just do unique. We can just edit it here. Okay, so the good thing about fish shell is that, yeah, you can just do that crap right in here. No, it has to be sorted first. Okay, so if we just to double check, sort, unique, and I think we're done. Yeah, so it's sorted, which kind of sucks because we don't have the time of that. I want to have the most recent ones there. So I think we can add to the PR list. I want to edit this. Wait a second. Don't give me any suggestions right now. PRs include date of PR. Thank you. Created at. And so we want to throw that in here as the last one. Oh, it did. Okay, good. So but that's not going to give us our uniqueness. Problems. But we can sort according to this, then make it unique. Okay. One step at a time. We can improve that later. I don't want to complicate things now with this. So we'll keep this. We'll add sort unique. And save this. And then just one last time, test it out. Don't want to do that yet. List our forks. Good. It's got all those things, but we don't have the proper URL here. So we want this to be git at github.com:author. Okay, so it knew what to do. Interesting. So save that and let's grab this function again, see if we get the proper URL for our and grab that. And yeah, we're getting the proper remotes. Okay, awesome. I wonder if it actually, so if we have that and we install, oh, this is Como Camp. Shit. CD minus, no, cd dot scripts to fish Shelly Tills dot install fish. Updated that. Add another thing and do gh remote add. Aha! I can add anyone that I want in here, but it has a stupid escape of that space. I'm not sure if it'll work. Right, it does. It's adding that stupid space. I wonder if it can get rid of that escape here. Include spaces. I think I need another set of quotes in here. Yeah, the completion is, well, anyway, let's do a to do for that one. So let's add this as is, and I gotta go because I'm gonna be late. So I'll see everyone soon. So let's exit this, and you guys can work on this if you want. Git add. We want completions, and we want functions, and git commit need to add space to choice made currently as escape with backslash. All right, so see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a good day. Bye, everyone.